Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the midweek update. We got a lot of charts to go over, so let's jump right in. We're going to look at the Dow daily chart here, and you can see today we had a lot of news out there today. COVID-19 drug that's continuing in its human trials from Moderna. Very, very good news. That popped the market up about 160 points on the futures. But what really set it going was Goldman Sachs, another bank like JP Morgan, record profits. And you're going, what the heck? How are they having record profits? And if you actually read why, trading income. Now, you remember my rant here on a couple of videos ago about how the talking heads and the experts out there have been blaming the rally in the market on small guys with small accounts. Like they could be the ones driving Tesla up. You see those articles every day. Has absolutely nothing to do with Goldman Sachs or the other big brokerages posting record trading gains. So yeah, every time you read those clickbait articles about Robinhood traders driving stocks up, we know what the real reason is. Anyway, back to the market today. We broke up above that downtrend line, and then we reversed a little. So we could potentially see a near-term top here. If this was later in the month, I would absolutely call it a near-term top because we know Washington is going to mess up this next stimulus plan. There's going to be a big battle no matter what you see on the media. These guys are not going to deal. And then they go away on vacation for the rest of the year. So they're going to be in session for 3 weeks and then they're gone for the year. Great job, isn't it? Anyway, regarding that, yesterday, we're going to look at this is the Nasdaq 100 chart. There was a lot of whining and complaining yesterday, a lot of running for the hills because we saw some steep sell-offs in most speculative stocks because there was a big dump program in the Nasdaq, the leaders of this market, Apple, Netflix, Tesla, etc. And when you see the tech stocks sell off, that usually means our stocks that we play as well are going to pause for a moment. Remember, we trade speculative stocks. The big speculative stocks, of course, are the Nasdaq 100. But when you see this kind of sell programs, it usually brings some robot action in. Like I said yesterday, yawn. Who cares? These dips are supposed to happen. They do happen. Be patient. We picked up some nice dips yesterday, and boy, were we rewarded today. So let's jump into those stock plays. I'm going to go over Hotbox first. Hotbox, big move on Monday, all the way up to 138. It did exactly what we said it was going to do on the weekend update. We got a nice big run, and then we saw a dip yesterday with all these COVID stocks. I mean, California had shut down, and somehow we had the COVID stocks selling off. It was a great buying opportunity. And then again today, Hotbox dipped down to as low as 104 before we got a fantastic tweet from the company where they said their drug vaccine would be synergistic with mRNA, the one that's running the market. And then this stock eventually was off to the races. It spiked up initially and then came right back down and gave us another fantastic entry at 117, then another entry at 123, and of course, as is always the case late in the day, FOMO mania at 147. So this stock is in breakout mode now. Of course, the prudent thing, even though we've got substantially higher targets, you take some off the table. Now, with that in mind, here is the yearly chart we looked at this weekend. We broke out of that fantastic flag and we're approaching the bottom of our target range. Our target range was 150 to 2+, so we're hitting that range right now and it looks great. This was my largest play going into this week, as I mentioned on the video, and look at this. Since we made that largest play position, or one of the largest plays, nothing like a 40-50% gain in a few days. That's how this market is. My largest current play right now for the COVID stocks is ADMP. Now, ADMP has a vaccine coming. I'm not going to go into all the research. You guys know what it is. It's in the alert room, all our research on this. This is also a secondary play on iBio. Now, iBio went crazy today, up 50% at one stage. They manufacture drugs. Guess what? So do these guys. Great chart setup, and when these stocks break out, one thing I want to mention on Hotbox is probably one of the most manipulated stocks I've seen by the algos and the shorts all year. And I'm talking more manipulated than Mark, F4FX, COCP. But the positive note on that is every single one of those stocks ran 100%. So let's see. ADMP is seeing similar manipulation, but we get a break over 70 and we're looking for $1 plus. MACD went positive here. Stochastics look great. This chart is set up. Now the other COVID-19 swing that we have, I didn't even adjust this chart. I usually adjust it. I left it exactly as it was when we did it a couple of days ago. You can see here when these breakouts occur, and that's the reason I left the charts here. Charting is not an exact science. It's a look and a feel. 5 guys can look at this chart and see 5 different things. You need to learn what you see when you look at a chart, and that's based on you looking at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of charts over a long period of time. So I left this chart the same, and you can see it did break out, but it didn't initially go, and that has been the thing in this market with swings. You have to be patient because you probably would have gotten shooken out yesterday or the day before, and then look what happened today. Stock runs up 40%. Great setup on this chart. Pull back late in the day. This secondary push through $3, if it happens within the next day or two, should see a nice move up to those May highs up there at 345. So that's something to keep an eye on for this one. COCP, solid uptrend in here. Anytime this stock dips down to the 28 exponential, that's at 155 right now, it is giving a great pop. Now, there are guys in the room who complain when these stocks don't go instant. But when you look at a stock like this, where almost every day or every couple of days, it pulls back to a moving average that ends up giving a 15 to 20 cent pop, all you need is 4 or 5 of those, and you have a free position in a swing play. I mean, I love these kinds of plays. I love buying dips in these plays. I don't understand why guys continue to whine and cry when they see this kind of action. Anyway, great bounce on this one today, especially when we saw iBio and AIM running. This was a no-brainer pickup for us, and it rewarded us late in the day. Like I said, the stock was down at 162. I was like, there is no way this is not going to see the highs of the day. Highs of the day were 174. They chased this at 185. That was a 24-cent gain, just like that, on an easy intraday play on the chart. JAGX, this is another big swing position of mine. We're waiting on COVID-19, their drug vaccine is being trialed to see if it works for COVID-19. So we're waiting on a press release. This is the 1 hour chart. RSI, we bought it because it was underneath this nice downtrend, got a spike up and consolidated, but we're about to get a positive MACD cross here on this one tomorrow, and stochastics look good. If we flip out and look at the daily chart, you can see why it's having issues right around this. Issues is the wrong word. Big moving averages. This is the 200-day moving average. This stock has not been above this moving average in a couple of years. Big moving averages, stocks have to consolidate around those levels for a few days before they make that push higher. So I would say it's probably going to take a move over 70 cents before the FOMO crowd starts really coming in. VTGN, this is another one. We are waiting on COVID-19 news. Nice downtrend break right here at 60 cents. You're going to see the scanner algos go beep, 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 buy, 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 VTGN, as they always do when it breaks over 63 cents, and we're looking at 50% upside. Awesome setup on the indicators. It's just a patience play. Those are just our top COVID-19 bio plays, but there's a new swing we picked up yesterday, NTEC, and like all these other plays that we're doing, it has news coming. Merck, they have a cannabis drug in trial that was successful in the mouse trials. They're going to enter trials. They told us this 2 months ago in their earnings report. Of course, COVID has slowed down a lot of things, but this is Merck, and this is a 30-cent stock. You know what's going to happen with the FOMO guys who chase the scanners and the news alerts in the mornings. The day this stock comes out and says, yes, we entered trials with Merck on this drug. The 200-day moving average at 41 is our target. That's just because 200 days are the target. Just imagine what the potential for this is with a press release, with the way the FOMO mania is out there. 50 cents plus is probably conservative. RSI breaking 50. Look, we're about to get a positive MACD cross, and we're about to get stochastics to break 50. and we could have news at any time, and it's a nice penny chart. What more could you ask for? CPHI, I added this back to my swing plays today. Over the last few days, you've been hearing a lot of stuff on the news about the FDA yanking all these hand sanitizers off the market because they have menthol in them or some nasty thing that messes your system up. Most of the stuff is coming from Mexico. CPHI has a pharmaceutical grade hand sanitizer, bottom of its range, volume dried up nicely. It bounced up to both its 8-day and 20-day moving average and then consolidated a little. Scanner chasers come in at 60 cents. Chart looks great. It's oversold with a big reason. If this company is smart, they should issue a press release reminding the market about their hand sanitizer, period. Fun was very fun today when after 2 days on this swing, remember, schools are shutting down. They're going online, especially in California. Other states are following. These guys had a mobile app for it. This was an easy pickup for us in the 120s 2 days ago. Look what my target was. Up here, 170 to $2. It actually hit 190 plus in pre-market. As is always the case, you book some, you ride some. Chart still looks good, but this is a notorious stock for popping and dropping, but it gave us some nice gains on it. Now we have a couple of other education stocks. HHT. This one is, I mean, they've got a lot going for them. It's slowly moved up since we talked about it this weekend. It's bouncing around this 200-day moving average, and if I pull it out and show us the 1-year chart, you can see we break over this 200-day moving average. They let us close above this, and we're looking at possibly 2+. Now, late in the day, there was a tweet from the company. It looks like they're starting to promote themselves. That's what we saw Genius do before Genius ran 500 or whatever it was, 1,000% when it did that big move last month. They started promoting themselves, and then they went on a big run. Looks like HHT, which is also an online education company, and in the cartoon area, a couple of big sectors for this one. HMHC. Like AIM, I left the chart alone instead of adjusting it because we, as always, got in a little bit early and then it did a sideways move. This is a real, and what I mean by real, this is a big revenue education company. So these are guys who are actually going to make big money when all is said and done on this. You will see the chase come at 2. We're about to get a positive MACD cross. Stochastics are about to break 50. RSI is breaking 50. Online education play. Easy swing for us here. Last but not least in this sector, OBLG. Now, the last time we played OBLG was back in February and March when I first talked about how we were going to have to go online, and the stock doubled for us twice. It took a couple of attempts for this thing to go over a couple of weeks. This is the same situation. You know the research here. They're partnered with a mega online education company. When, not if. It's tried to break this 2 level over the last 2 days. When it finally does, we're looking at a move back to that highs at 274. Now, the last stock I'm going to talk about, I added to my swing position on this one today, INUV. The funny thing is, of the last 4 or 5 videos I've done, I believe this is the only stock that's not blown up from those videos. Each time we do the videos, we see some huge runs in our plays. INUV continues to consolidate here at this uptrend line, at this 50-day moving average. 60-cent break, 62-cent chasers. Everyone loves it at 75 cents. I love this stock going into year end. I think it's a matter of when, not if. It's trading over $1. RSI, flatline, stochastics, all set up. We get a nice PR out of these guys, and it's off to the races. So that's it for the video, guys. Please like the video, share the video, and please subscribe to the channel if you've not, and I will see you all in the chat room tomorrow. Bye.